I've been excluded on Oprah, you know.
On Oprah?
On Oprah, yeah, I've been excluded, yeah, man.
I would think you'd be the person Oprah would want to promote. I mean, you grew up in South Central, you were successful at a young age, you have dignity, you say what you think. Like, I thought that was the goal.
Me too, you know. I don't know what it is, but I had a movie called Barbara.
Did you have to groom her? Did she always have this body? Stand up just a moment, because no one saw you come in standing up. Now, this is what I call a bod. Very good, very good. Are you about 5'9"?
5'9", and I tried to stay around 120.
When you look at it through today's eyes, when Oprah's like, stand up and show me your body, show us why you're worthy of being here.
We interrupt this program to bring you breaking news. The powers to be will no longer be. Denzel Washington on Oprah.
I would say Oprah Winfrey, what people are beginning to do is see you for who you are.
Oprah Winfrey's influence is under scrutiny as critics claim she's harmed others' careers to protect her own reputation. Reports suggest that Denzel Washington and Ice Cube are teaming up to shed light on her alleged manipulations. They plan to expose how she may have controlled narratives to her advantage, possibly at the expense of others. As the story develops, people are paying close attention to how it could affect Oprah's legacy and reshape power dynamics in Hollywood.
Is claiming that he is still banned from Oprah Winfrey's show. Hey, what's up? I'm A-Dub, and check this out. So Ice Cube addressed his issues with both Oprah and The View during a sit-down with Tucker Carlson on his new Twitter show on Tuesday, July 25th.
What platforms have banned you?
I've been, you know, I tried to go on The View. They didn't have me on The View.
Why?
Well, a few of the guests just really didn't like where I was coming from, so, or a few of the hosts, I mean. So that's what I was told by the producers. And I don't know if the producers was just copping out and using some of the hosts to not have me come on and explain myself, but...
You'd be a good booking for them.
I've been on there before.
Yeah.
You know, it's just when I've became an independent thinker, when I've, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't follow their brand of politics, I guess.
But if you can't think for yourself, then you're not really free, are you?
No, you're not. You're not. But I've been excluded. I've been excluded on Oprah, you know.
On Oprah?
On Oprah, yeah, I've been excluded. Yeah, man.
I would think you'd be the person Oprah would want to promote. I mean, you grew up in South Central, you were successful at a young age, you have dignity, you say what you think. Like, I thought that was the goal.
Me too. You know, I don't know what it is, but, you know, several of my, you know, I had a movie called Barbershop, you know.
Yeah, I remember.
That I wasn't invited to participate with the cast. I produced a show called Black White, and it was a very controversial show. And once again, they had the whole cast on, but I wasn't invited. And so I don't know.
On Oprah's show.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's.
But Oprah's obviously a saintly, godlike figure who's revered by all decent people. Why would she exclude you?
I really don't know. You know, that's something that I would love to find out.
Ice Cube has been voicing his issues with Oprah for many years now. In 2006, he told FHM magazine about the aforementioned issue with the cast of Barbershop. For Barbershop, she had Cedric the Entertainer and Eve on, but I wasn't invited. She's had damn rapists, child molesters, and lying authors on her show, and if I'm not a rags to riches story for her, who is? Other rappers have called Winfrey out in the past for being anti-hip-hop, including Ludacris and 50 Cent. In 2020, 50 even admitted in his book Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter that Gayle King once confronted him over the negative comments he's made about Oprah Winfrey over the years. Gayle is the real deal, a very sophisticated, secure, and smart lady. She's never afraid of a situation, so she marched right up to me and basically said, "Why are you talking ish about my girl?" The tenured rapper's past comments about Winfrey include, "Oprah's audience is my audience's parents, so I could care less about Oprah or her show." He also named his dog after the celebrated talk show host. Subsequently, King booked him for an appearance on Winfrey's Oprah's Next Chapter in 2012, and they made peace.
I would see moments where you discuss your feelings on culture.
Yeah.
And
on the rap culture, on rap music.
And everything that was wrong with the culture was what was on my CD. And I was like, oh, shit.
You talking about the N-word
all of those things were in elements.
Misogynist,
Yeah, every single one of
views
those
against
things.
women, violence,
And
just things like that.
Those little things. But like in that case, I was like, man, she don't like me. Because I'm looking and there's so many different impressions at different points. And not to say that those things were wrong, but I was saying if I can't be a friend, at least let me be an enemy so I'll coexist. And the audience
That's interesting.
I was just using it as a strategy.
I've been shut out.
Wait, that sounds like right-wing extremism and whataboutism.
But I've been shut out. Some platforms will not have me on.
Why?
They don't like that I'm, an independent thinker. I'm not part of the herd. I'm not part of the go along to get along gang, so to speak. So, I'm an outsider. And so, I'm not part of the club. So I have to go places for one that I'm welcome and where I can voice my opinion without somebody, saying I'm a bad person and that they never want to have me on their platform again.
What platforms have banned you?
I've been, I tried to go on The View. They didn't have me on The View.
Why?
Well, a few of the guests just really didn't like where I was coming from. So, or a few of the hosts, I mean. So that's what I was told by the producers. Now, I don't know if the producers was just copping out and using some of the hosts to not have me come on and explain myself, but...
You'd be a good booking for them.
I've been on there before.
Yeah.
It's just when I've became an independent thinker, when I've, I'm not, I don't follow their brand of politics, I guess.
But if you can't think for yourself, then you're not really free, are you?
No, you're not. You're not. But I've been excluded. I've been excluded on Oprah,
On Oprah?
On Oprah, yeah, I've been excluded. Yeah, man.
I would think you'd be the person Oprah would want to promote. I mean, you grew up in South Central, you were successful at a young age, you have dignity, you say what you think. Like, I thought that was the goal.
Me too. I don't know what it is, but, several of my, I had a movie called Barbershop,
I remember.
That I wasn't invited to participate with the cast. I produced a show called Black White, and it was a very controversial show. And once again, they had the whole cast on, but I wasn't invited. And so I don't know.
On
I don't know what that's,
Oprah's show.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's. Really.
But Oprah's obviously a saintly, godlike figure who's revered by all decent people. Why would she exclude you?
I really don't know. That's something that I would love to find out. But I can't tell you, if there's a single thing that I've done or said to her.
Have you noticed that it is more controversial to criticize Oprah than to burn the American flag?
Really?
Seems that way. I've never heard anybody criticize Oprah.
Oprah Winfrey is one of the most influential and successful celebrities of our generation. She started off in television and was able to build an empire off of her show. Since becoming famous, Oprah has said and done some questionable things. She understands that she can exploit trauma for profit and use other people to build her brand. Oprah has belittled celebrities and disrespected victims many times in her career. She has also been linked to sketchy people like Harvey Weinstein. And on top of it all, she established a hell-like school in South Africa that is full of scandal. Who really is Oprah Winfrey?
I think it's about a little less than a year ago.
Yeah.
You make a video. Mm-hmm. And I watched the video. I don't even know where you were sitting. It just seemed like you're sitting at a place and you're kind of sharing your frustration. And you posted it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it goes tens of millions of views, right? And then afterwards, you go and you're like, if mainstream media doesn't want to have me on, I'm going to go and do my own thing, right?
Yeah.
And then you go on Rogan, you go on Tucker, you go all over the place.
Yeah.
Right? You go all over the place and you're kind of talking and you're doing what you're doing.
Hit Bill Maher.
You hit Bill Maher, which was kind of interesting. You've had a Bill Maher situation before where you called him out directly. It wasn't this one.
Yeah.
That was the Bill Maher of, I think, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. You guys had a moment. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The one that you were very cool and you just kind of put him in your place, put him in his place, but in a very respectful way.
Yeah, I called it a teachable moment.
Yeah.
Teachable moment.
Rob, have you seen this or no? If you've not seen this, just see if you can find it. It's actually very entertaining. It's 6 minutes, so we don't need to go through it. I think it's worth for the audience to watch for themselves. But anyways, and I don't know if it's Tucker you're talking to or whoever you're talking to. You said The View didn't want to have me on. Then you said even Oprah Winfrey didn't want to have me on. You know, when you're trying to promote your big three, you're trying to build your business and all this other stuff. And at that time, some people are like, well, you know, why don't they want to talk to this guy? Why wouldn't they want to talk to him? And then you say, you give him the, you know, maybe it's not, if you were to maybe put a new song a year ago, my visualization would have been, instead of saying the police, maybe the title would have been mainstream media. Right? Let's just say, if you chose to make a comeback. So, at this point of being in this business this long, Hall of Fame, Walk of Fame, you name it, you got all of them, right? Who has the most power in the entertainment industry?
Wow. I mean, it's really hard to say who has the most power. There's some very powerful entities out here, you know. Maybe BlackRock has the most power in Hollywood. Who knows?
You'd say BlackRock. I wouldn't disagree with you there on BlackRock.
Vanguard,
State Street, those guys.
maybe they have the most power in entertainment.
You think more than like a Lucian Grange?
Yeah, he's just, you know, he could be fired.
Got a part in a movie in 1986. I called it They Couldn't. I said, right, that ain't funny. So to me, it was.
So 2018 was when I finally got a real quote. And that is the last time that I haven't gotten a raise since then. And each and every project that I have to fight for that.
You still have to fight.
I have to fight for that.
Like, let's send your son to Iraq. That's difficult. It's just a movie. It's like, relax. I don't play that precious nonsense. Oh, move over, get out of here. You know, your son got shot in the face. That's difficult.
Years in the game, and I hear the same thing, and I see what you do for another production, and when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money.
About this whole Taraji, you know, I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you.
Rumors are swirling in the entertainment world about Oprah Winfrey and Diddy following the suspicious death of a TikTok user who had shared allegations about them. While conspiracy theories point fingers at the pair, no concrete evidence has surfaced to back these claims. Ice Cube's recent comments have only fueled curiosity, though details remain vague. The situation sheds light on the intricate power dynamics in the industry, underscoring the ongoing call for transparency and accountability.
Oprah is acting like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, gee golly, right? And also, you want to bring in what is it, Marlon? The Wayfair? What's that called?
Oh yeah. So, not like it. Okay. So I'm gonna say it again. There are things I can't tell you here. All right. I can mention certain things, but I will not go into them.
How about just mention?
Okay. For those of you who don't know Wayfair, if you haven't been familiar with Wayfair, Wayfair was just like Wish and Amazon. You used to go in there and purchase. The problem was that Wayfair was also involved in selling people, children, people. And if you went to, and they would put them under certain titles of furniture names. Now, you would see like a table with a name, a type of table,
for $100,000.
and it would be for $100,000.
Crazy.
And people would go and purchase this table. You wouldn't get a table. You'd be purchasing a person.
Sick.
Oprah was involved in all of that. You want to know how she made her money? Just understand that's part of it.
Yeah, don't think that
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you knew, you have the influence to shut things down. You have government influence because she knew Obama, right? She and Obama were pretty damn tight.
Oh yeah, he gave her an
okay.
award. He gave
All
her
right,
an award.
so they know each other, right?
Mhm.
She knew all this while he was a president for 8 years, right? You were telling me you're aware. You don't have the wherewithal to say, "Yo, I have some news that you could deal with some pretty bad things in America and get rid of this problem." Didn't do that. Now, what I want you to all understand that 40% of the people being trafficked were of African American type. Okay, so even if you were, like she said that old white people need to die, if you're that kind of mindset where you really don't like white people but you use their money, wouldn't you at least do something to try and stop the trafficking of your own people? But that wasn't done either. So, and that's all I'm going to say about that until my channel.
Okay, let me cut in for a minute. So listen, Marine, this is crazy that you said this, and I'm telling you 100% for a fact this is the truth. So you say anyone with half a brain has to ask, why was America so fascinated with Oprah? She wasn't pretty. She wasn't especially smart. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. This is crazy that you see, Marine. We friends. See that? Did she call in yesterday?
That's mama. That's mama.
Okay. Listen, Marine. I'm sorry. We friends. I don't want to argue with you. But really, what you saying is so crazy. I was just talking to my wife about that earlier. I told my wife, I said, you know what's crazy? When I was younger, you know, when Oprah was really jumping off, right? I used to look at her and I used to say, how the hell did she blow up like that? Okay, because I'm watching her and, you know, she put on a good show. She put on a good, interesting, intriguing show. But hell, anybody can do that. I mean, not anybody, but most people. Hell, me and Marlon can do that right now. You know what I'm saying? That's not a big deal. And I'm looking at her, and I'm not, you know, trying to be disrespectful now, but she's not cute at all. You know, I'm not saying I'm cute, but she's not cute. So then I'm like, okay, and you're overweight. All right. You know, how the hell did you get so much fascination from America? Now we know why. I've always wondered that. I had to throw that in there because I've always wondered that, and now I can see what's going on. But what's dangerous about this is that these kind of people carry spirits. They carry spirits, and when you deal with these people, those spirits will jump in you and have you doing the same old mess, and you won't even realize what you got going on. So that's what's dangerous about dealing with people like her.
Now, mind you, there is a cult way that she handles things. I won't bring it up, but I'll read it. When she was asked about Harvey Weinstein, she said, "Of course I didn't know this was going on. Of course I didn't know." Now, if you know anything about people who are guilty, they have a certain set of root words that they will use to try and convince you that what they're saying is true. They have a very specific way of saying things. This, of course, I didn't know any of it was going on. I think where this movement will eventually lead us is to not accepting any kind of behavior that disparages you as a human being. Mind you, this is about women.
Right.
This is the response when confronted with something that Harvey Weinstein was doing. 90 different women. Understand this. A man who was your friend, 90 women, 90 women accused him. You get confronted about what you knew, and your response is, of course I didn't know any of this was going on. I think where this movement will eventually do this is not accepting any kind of behavior that disparages you as a human being. Why am I willing to put up with an a-hole? Not only am I going to take your not take your sexual harassment, I'm not going to take any of your BS, period. That's your response to a man being accused of 90 different ways of harassment and what?
Disgusting. Marlon, excuse me for a minute. I'm just finna. If I look like I'm lost, I'm trying to make sure I'm not on that YouTube no more.
Yeah, no problem.
So, give me a second.
That's part of what I was going. Like her pushing to have Dave do certain things and wondering why he wouldn't do certain things, and upset with him because he wouldn't do certain things, i.e., dress in a dress. You will see some things happen over time like that on her show. That will tell you exactly how she viewed it and what she did. It'll be an obvious thing. It'll be a very obvious thing. Even Dave was saying, yeah, I wasn't down with that. You see them trying to emasculate black men in America. And she's like, well, I don't know if that's what they really do. She was involved, always has been involved. She is still involved. Yet there are pictures with Harvey and her, and that's part of the thing, that Ruth McGowan is one of the main people that was harmed by this. And when somebody now this is part of the whole I blame the victim thing, right? So you're telling me that a lady is telling you, I know firsthand this man did this. And she said, I told Oprah, and I know Oprah was part of it. She is aware of it, didn't do anything. Your response is, I didn't know.
I didn't know. It would seem like you would have went, you know what I'm saying? And let's take away from the thing, but she should have went to the government at least. She should have went and told and reported this stuff. So Sabrina, a lady by the name of Sabrina Bittencourt, she did a report on it, and all of a sudden she committed suicide. You know, all these people commit suicide after they do reports on this stuff, and we just accept that. We just let it go. You know, like a lot of people that's dealing with the Clintons, they had committed suicide, they say.
He just happened to fall on a gun that was loaded and popped him
and then kaboom
from behind.
You know? So just understand too that it's crazy. Oprah. It was something else that you had mentioned to me, Marlon.
Well, one thing I did. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to tie the connection from. I wish I'd have put a map up. If you can see the connection from the school and the camp, the farm that this guy that John had, it's across the water. But if you just look at the location, so if you got time, go back and look at the location. Google it, the distance from the school and the farm, and it seemed like an easy transition. So what made Oprah, which is a double-edged sword, what made her be so hard on empowering women, which leads it into a whole new thing? She put all this power into women, women, girls. And the thing that I come up with Oprah is that Oprah was molested when she was younger, and bless her heart, I'm not teasing her about that or making a mockery out of it, because that's a terrible thing, and I would dread for anything like that to happen to any of mine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's funny, I don't think it's a joke, and I'm not trying to say that it's a like aha, that's what she get. But what I am trying to tie in is this woman is hurt. Same way with what's his name, the gay dude, the dude we talked about already, the actor.
You mean Tyler Perry? Yeah,
Tyler Perry. See, the problem with these people is that they hurt and they have not turned to God. See, when you don't turn to God and you got this pain in you, you turn around and you inflict that pain on people. And that's what they do. Oprah's doing the same thing. She was molested when she was younger, so allegedly by a family member, and she ended up getting pregnant, and I think she lost the baby or had to abort the baby, whatever. I forgot what it was, but the bottom line is she went through some things, and so now she's taken it upon herself to put other kids through those things with no conscience. And then on top of that, I get to do these things and get paid to do it. Oh, count me in. And that's exactly what she's doing. So you got to be careful when you're dealing with hurt people that has not turned to God. If I find out you hurt and you have not turned to God, I got to be super careful with you, because you never know how that person is going to act out. And this is what she's doing. She put herself in position. How she got in that position exactly down to a T, I don't know, but it's really odd that she blew up like that. And she just like, come on now, look at her.
I do know how she blew up that way, but like I said, that particular part of things you can't touch here. I'm just saying, I know exactly how she got.
And how did she meet these people? And yeah.
Oh, well, okay, that I can talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know how many people know about the Bohemian Grove Society. And people will tell me, oh, that's conspiracy. No, there was video footage of it. So if you don't want to believe it, then say that you're ignorant and you don't want to believe it. That's fine. You can call yourself ignorant and we will accept that you're ignorant and we'll move on. But it's happening and it's real. Now, people might talk about she didn't get into this via the Illuminati. That was a whole different thing. How she got into this was just like how every other rap star gets their popularity. You have to perform a certain thing. You have to give up a certain thing, namely your soul, and you get a certain thing in return. Now, I want you to check the progression here, okay? No name Oprah. She can't really act. I want people to understand that she is not a good actor. She's not a good actress. She is putrid when it comes to the camera. She got a role in The Color Purple because she could cry. Okay?
Incarceration rates in America has been a problem, especially as opposed to minorities. Do you think we've made any headway?
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds. I was in Chicago a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and I saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head, like 5 or 6 of them. And the driver said, yeah, they're little yummies. Google Little Yummy. Little Yummy was an 11-year-old murderer, and he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old. He's doing life now, 16. Playing the system. Where was his father? It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And yeah, well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father?
So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not color, it's culture.
Explain the difference, because I think we're
Steven Spielberg did Schindler's List. Martin Scorsese did Goodfellas, right? Steven Spielberg could direct Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese probably could have done a good job with Schindler's List, but they're cultural differences. I know, you know, we all know what it is when a hot comb hits your hair on a Sunday morning, what it smells like. That's a cultural difference, not just a color difference. So it's the culture.
Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Oprah Winfrey's career is facing a turning point? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching and see you next time.